Hey everybody, Kim here, Little Biz Resources, and today we are creating Pinterest idea pins with Canva, and that is a request that came from Marjorie. Thank you very much for the suggestion and request. That helps us create additional content that's specifically for what you want. So in this case, we're going to be using Canva. Canva is free. I only use the free version, so if you have the pro version, you're going to have access to a lot more things than I do. So let me go ahead and clear this out. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come in here and say create a design, and I already had it typed in Pinterest idea pin, but you would just come in here and do the same thing, right? And click Pinterest idea pin. Now this just gives you the size. Now the thing with Pinterest idea pins is that each element can be, so each section of an idea pin can be up to a minute long. You can do a combination of pins and videos, and you can have up to 20 different slides. So theoretically, it can be up to 20 minutes long. Now, we probably don't want to make it 20 minutes long in there unless you have, some sort of compelling reason for them to stay for that long. But if you're trying to get traffic with this, it's not, idea pins aren't set up for traffic, though I'm going to give you some tips on how to do that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick our topic. Now I've decided, I have this article on Little Biz Resources. It's called 5 Ways to Use Facebook for Marketing Your Business. Okay. And so we're going to do the 5 different ones, but each of those is going to be, I'm going to show you how to do one, and then I'll pause it. I'll create the other 4, and then we'll put them all together. So this first one we're going to do is we're going to do the first one, which is drive traffic to your articles or blog. So actually, let's just do the intro. We're going to do elements. We're going to do 5. Put in 5. This one's a nice hand there, and you can do this, or you could do, if you want to do something animated, you could do something animated. And I'm looking to see if there's anything in here that is animated. Here's a 5. There's a 5. I could probably do that one instead. That would be probably better. There's another one, the exact same one, huh? So 5. Now you can already see it's 5 seconds long now because we put some animation in here. So we're going to do 5. And I'm going to warn you now, how the front comes out is going to vary. I've put some up that have content on it and it comes out okay, and some that have had like a video and solid text and everything, and it comes out blank. Don't know why. So we're going to do 5. I suspect it's because they're doing updates and adjusting as they test. So we're going to do 5 ways to use Facebook for marketing your business. Okay. And I'm going to change this font here because I don't like it and I want to make it something different. I like this Gagglin one, but I think I use it a little too often. So yeah, we'll use it. All right, so we're going to do 5 ways to use Facebook for marketing your business. Now, I'm going to leave this as solid and not in motion just because it's the front one, but I want to have something on motion on the front image to capture people's attention, because as they're scrolling, it'll autoplay for some people. Not everyone, but some people. And I'm going to I'm going to change the background here. And since we're talking Facebook, let's go maybe with a little bit of something blue. Maybe a lighter blue. It's not really Facebook's color, but that's okay. And we're going to change this to maybe red. I don't know, capture people's attention. And, ooh, I don't like that red. That's an ugly red with that. It's like a blurry thing. Pink's still not quite light enough. We'll just do yellow. Yeah, yellow looks good. And again, you may have to play with it to see what you want. So we're going to do this. Now, typically what you would normally do on a normal pin is brand it in some way. So one way that you can do this, because people can't click, okay, when we load it up, we're not giving them anything to click on. This is just something that stays on Pinterest. If you want to drive traffic, you've got to give them something they can type in, okay? And we can, of course, do some things with this, but we need them to be able to type it in. So something simple. So what I did was I acquired the domain kimtips.com. So it makes it pretty simple and easy to remember. So I can always put kimtips.com on the bottom. Now the bottom could get cut off. So you may not want to put it on the bottom. In fact, I'm not going to put it on the front page at all because I don't want to discourage people from viewing it. So 5 ways to use Facebook for marketing your business. And I'm actually going to maybe put an arrow. Elements, let's do this. And I don't know about the arrows. Maybe we'll go back to waving. We'll do waving. Ooh, you know what? Let's put Facebook in for a second. Because you know what I do have? So there's there's this. I have one. And then there's this one. We could probably put both of those on there. Though if I'm going to leave the blue one. So that would be pretty good. That should capture some attention there, right? And maybe we'll put, nah, that doesn't look very good with that. So I think those look okay. We can see magic recommendations, which all that means is that it's similar to what you've already selected. So they've already got a couple in here that are similar. I don't see anything else that's significant that says, hey, yeah, we should definitely do that. Those two seem to look okay. So we'll do those. And actually, I'm going to move this to the top. So that way everything else is behind. Let's make sure this is also to the top. It is. And if I'm like, hey, that doesn't really look like it's right, then I could always put some sort of element behind it, like a plain element. So I could take this and maybe put it behind it so that there's a little bit more contrast. And that could help. We need to put it behind, backward one. And that could help with this. So I don't know about that color, though. We're not going to obviously do yellow. We'll just leave it. Maybe we'll just do a 75. So see, they can still see it behind it there. So it's not perfect, but it's pretty good intro. Hey, captures the attention. You can make this bigger if you wanted to. In fact, because that might get cut off, I think what I'm going to do is move this down. Let's move these all down to be here. And so that's my front one. It's only 8 seconds long, but that's okay, right? We don't need it to be super long. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to 5. And I'm going to download this one. And I'm going to download it as an MP4 video. So download it. And then I'm going to do another one, right? So that was my first one of several. So now the second one I'm going to do is going to be a little bit longer. Now, theoretically, I could put these all together as one as long as they're less than 60 seconds, right? But I want to show you the use of multiple of them just so you can see. Now, I'm going to do one more with you guys since we just did the intro here. And I'm going to actually use this. And I'm going to use that as the background still. And I'm going to do one as an element, and we're going to try to use hands for these. So 1, and then there's the text, which I could just left because I'm still going to keep the text the same, and it is drive traffic to your articles / blog posts. And I'm going to go ahead and put this there better. Now, since I do have animation on it in the background, right? I've got that animation, but I'm also going to go ahead and change this so I can animate the font. So I'm going to I'm going to have it bounce. And I'm actually going to make it a tad bit smaller because somehow it didn't position. It's fine. Make that center. So we have that as, so it's a bounce. So let's go ahead and play that it's an 8-second long little clip. So I could actually do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 all together. And so let's go ahead and add a page. See how it's that same one? Now, if you were like, hey, it's going to be basically the same, but it's just going to be number 2, I can just copy this instead. And I can change this to 2. Right, there's my little hand for 2. And number 2 is drive traffic to an opt-in freebie or offer, and that's still going to have the bounce effect, right? And so I'm going to go ahead and copy it again. So I guess we'll just do these all together. And I'm going to do 3. Do the same thing here. And again, you can get as creative as you want with this, and you should be testing on all of these. You should be testing, right? Seeing what works for your audience, because this may not resonate at all. I know I put a P there. Group to engage your followers. And I'm going to add something onto this also. So this is, every single page right now is doing the same thing. So I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to, now again, you don't have to do it this way. This is just something to show you exactly how you can use Canva to do this. And I am using it to match up with my content a little bit. Live stream video to capture new followers. And actually, I'm just going to say to, yeah, capture new followers. There's more purposes, but that's okay, right? And then I'm going to do, copy it one more time, and then I'm going to do a 5, and we've got our hand there. There's our number 5, and we're going to do, use the Facebook pixel to capture audience data. And then I actually have a 6th one, right? So I'm going to put, oops, that's not what I wanted. I want to copy this. And here, I'm going to delete that. I'm going to put the word bonus in here and see what I find. And we've got a bonus right here, right? So we're going to put our little bonus, special bonus. Oh, that's not a free version. So we're going to delete that. You can see that it says pro. I didn't catch that at first. I was so excited. I was like, oh, I'll just put it on there. First one. I don't use these. Here's a little tip for you. If you're like, hey, these are all pro, right? By the way, Canva is getting more and more pro as it is, which is part of the reason why I looked into and have Design Beast. But this particular tutorial is about Canva. So we're going to cheat and we're going to go to Pixabay. I say cheat. It's not cheating. They have Pixabay built in with Canva, and you can go through here. I find frequently that when I look for things through their Pixabay, it doesn't come up right. So I just go straight to Pixabay, find it, and then upload it because. So here's one. That's a good one right there. Bonus. Oh, that was iStock. No wonder it was a good one. All the good ones, they're like, that's very misleading. They're changing everything. I wonder. There was a bonus up here that was pretty good. This one's good. And it's free. So we're going to go, I don't really need it that big, but I'm going to do 1280 by 1280. So I've downloaded it. So now I can come back in here and I can upload it. Let's see, upload media. Do this. It's a PNG, which is great because then I don't have to remove the background because they don't have a background remover in here. So now, even though this is a solid image, you know, it's not animated, I could add an animation. Okay. No, we don't want to. Okay. So I could add an animation by doing animate. But they're not great. Even the ones that are paid for aren't great. So, I mean, their text one is pretty good. But I think I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm not going to worry about animating it. So this one's still, of course, a bounce as the other ones are. And so let me show you what it is so far. It's 48 seconds long. We'll just start the beginning of it. So remember, we have that first part. Now this is the second part. So drive traffic to our articles, blog posts, and then it would go into the second one. 2, drive traffic to an opt-in, freebie, or offer. And then it'll go into the third one, which is create a Facebook group to engage your followers, and so on, right? So now, because I have I'm like, hey, I want to drive traffic, right? So what I would do is I would come up with I don't know if I mentioned this already. If I did, I apologize. kimtips.com is what I came up with. That's my shortened domain. So I can say kimtips.com, or in this case, because I'm not really that concerned, this is kind of more for people to follow me, I'm going to do littlebizresources.com and let people type that in or whatever. But I recommend, if you want to drive traffic to your site, you use something shorter, right? Go find something that matches your general brand. Like mine was kimtips.com. I'm my brand. So Little Biz Resources, yes, is my brand. It's a little bit longer. If littlebiz.com was available and not purchased by somebody who's not using it, I would totally get it. But I think they're trying to sell it for like $1 billion, and I just don't have that. Nor would I want to spend it on that. That's not my brand name. So littlebizresources.com. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on these pages here. And again, this particular video pin, or idea pin, I should say, is not for me to drive traffic, even though that would be great. So I'm just going to not even have a call to action. If you're going to drive traffic, have a call to action. So we're going to put it on all of these pages though. Why are you doing that? Control C. Control V. Why? Did this to me the other day too. Copy. Paste. Okay. Random. And again, I'm not putting it too low, because if it gets cut off, I want them to be able to see it. So it's going to be there on all of these. So, oh, and the bonus is not use the Facebook. The bonus is to use Messenger to expand the audience relationship. Okay. So that's going to be my pin for now. And I think that's pretty good. It's pretty simple. It's not overwhelming. It's got plenty of motion in it. It's got a domain in it, though I would recommend a call to action if you want to drive traffic. If you're doing it for the purpose of kind of following or building up, like I want this to go in front of people who are interested in Facebook marketing. Why? Because I have an entire Facebook marketing section, right? I have posts on that and everything else. So if this starts to get traffic, then hopefully, and no guarantees, but hopefully Pinterest will start to boost similar pins. Okay, now it's going to know similar pins because of the content that's in it and because of the little bit of information that I'm going to give it. So the other thing is that when you get into Pinterest, you're going to have to put something in here, and I'm trying to make sure that these are all in the same spot. So hopefully the title that they force you to put in there will be able to go in there. So let's go ahead and download this, and we're going to leave it as an MP4. We're going to download it. Part 2. Download and download. All right, so then we're going to go into Pinterest. So let's go ahead and pull that up while that's downloading. Now, one of the bummer things about Pinterest, specifically the idea pins, is that there's two things. One is that you can't schedule them yet, like at all. Even in here, you can't. You can't use a tool. You can't do anything. So you can just post them. So it's not like you can make 5 and post them all at once and hope for the best. The idea pins, and I'll show you here in my analytics real quick, is that the idea pins tend to take a little bit of time to get some momentum. You can see I post an idea pin, boom. Post an idea pin, boom. That's actually pretty good. So, and it's not just the idea pin that's getting traffic. It's going to be other stuff too. See, there's the idea pin, but look, here's a video pin that got traffic, right? I posted that a while ago and had like no traffic at all. So it was interesting to see that that had a little bit of a boost. And this pin is a standard pin that's had a little bit of a boost as well. And this is just since 9/1 to 10/3, so about a month. And it's not a ton of traffic on this one. This is not the same one as I had on my, my other one that gets like 200 and something thousand impressions every month. Instead, this is my newer one that I'm working on, but you can see everything's still up, and that's because of those idea pins. So you have to be doing idea pins right now. All right, so let's go in and say we're going to create, that just downloaded. So we're going to create an idea pin, and we're going to create new. And here's where it says add up to 20 images or videos, right? So we are going to show in folder. Move this over here so it's not so. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to move that first one in here. Okay. Then we're going to add a page, and we're going to add the second one in here. So now we have part 1 and we have part 2. So you can add up to 20 pages on here. Okay. And it can be like, so let's say you have a video and then you have like a standard pin you want to put in there, and then a video and then a standard. You could do that. Now, I wouldn't recommend using your existing pins I would create new ones or alter the ones you have to put in here. And that's because I'm pretty sure that Pinterest is going to compare what you put in here against their database. And if it's not unique enough, they're going to penalize you. But ultimately it comes down to engagement. So it's just kind of up to you on how you want to do it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, it says you can write a short description to help people understand what this page is about. So you can do that on each page, right? So here's the first page, and this is the title that I was telling you about that's kind of in the way. So they won't let you put it in those, you see where those areas are, they won't let you go up higher or lower. So we're going to put it there. I'm going to just click into it and say Facebook marketing, and hopefully I can make it a smaller size. Yep. Just come over here, and then you can also choose a different font if you want. Oh, that one's kind of cool. So we're going to leave it as Facebook marketing. Now, it doesn't look like it's going to carry over to the second one. So that's an even better reason to have a front page specific, right? You still want motion on it, but to have it specifically separate from the rest of it so that you don't have to have that title on there. So then they have write a short description. That's interesting. I did the title. And then background. Pick a background color. We already have background. So that is not a description. So now we're going to click on this page, and we are going to do the same thing. We're going to add the text. Oh, here we go. So this is going to be in the same spot. So we're going to do, they really do want a short description on this. Let's type it into, click into there, and we'll say face. You know what? I don't think it's mandatory. Maybe I'll delete it. I don't think it's mandatory on this one. It is on the first one. Delete. But I don't think they make it mandatory on this other one. See, and I had a description on one of them, and they've taken that away. That was just like a week ago. So now you have your idea pin title. So we're going to Facebook marketing tips. We're going to do Facebook, and you should be using your keywords for this. 5 ways to use Facebook for business. We'll just do that. We're going to put this on Facebook marketing board. So it's optimized there. Now let's see what we can find on here. I'm going to tell you, I have no idea where they come up. You need to do the match tags. You can't like make your own. So it's, you know, you can't tag it unless you pick what's in there. So why they have, you put in Facebook, why is there no Facebook marketing? I don't know. So let's put in marketing. See what comes up. So we'll do marketing. There was a small business. Let's put marketing in again. Marketing. We've got small business marketing. Content marketing. So we can go through and find out what's on here and see if there's anything. I was hoping there's going to be social media marketing, but small business marketing. We'll do social media. And you see how it was there and now it's not? It's the weirdest thing. Social, we'll just do social media, and then hopefully they'll get social media and marketing out of it. And I'm not going to worry much more about 3. Now, add a list as if you had like ingredients, supplies, or notes. So I guess we could do notes, and we could do something like this. And this is list the things people will need to bring your idea pin to life. I guess we could do head over to littlebizresources.com for details. And then we'll go back and we'll just recap the one, drive traffic to your articles. And again, this is, you need to just play with this because unfortunately this keeps changing. Like I said last week, I didn't have to do this. I didn't have to add a list to put a description in there. So drive traffic to an opt-in /freebie /offer. 3, create a Facebook group to engage your followers. 4, live stream video to capture new followers. And then 5, use the FB pixel to capture audience data. bonus, use Messenger to expand the audience relationship. Okay, so we're just going to leave it like that. I don't know how it's going to come out, if it's going to work or anything, but we're going to try it. I haven't done a list before because it's typically for ingredients or supplies, right? So I just did notes instead. We'll see what happens. In fact, I don't think notes was there last week on mine either. So all you get to do is publish now, right? There is no draft. There's nothing else. It's just publish. So we're going to publish it. And again, this is one of those things that it's like, you want to make sure, you definitely want to make sure that your titles for where you're pinning it, so your board is optimized, because otherwise there's very little data, right? So now this one you can see, so the first one went by really fast, and now here's the second one going through it all. So that's pretty much how you do idea pins. That's also loading them up to Pinterest. So it's not difficult by any means, but it might take you a little bit of time to get creative. You can go over to Pixabay and you can actually find video. I did that on one of my pins. I'm just going to finish letting this play, but I did that on, no, I'm not. And this is one of the first idea pins I did. You can see how it pulls different, that's funny. I just posted that like right before this. So 47 views already. So let's go to here and see, this is one that I did where I pulled this video from Pixabay, right? So I came into Pixabay and you can go into videos and I put in dandelion. I found the video in here, which I can't remember which one it was, but it's in here somewhere. I think it's it right there, maybe. Watch again. No, that's a different one. Anyway, so I found one, stick it in there, and it's actually like this wide, but I made it, I just zoomed in on that part. And then I added this font, and that's it, right? So you can see that some of this font, and then I added this bit at the end. This is what I did as an idea pin. This is an idea pin. This was motivational. This was just testing it. And I got a lot of views on it, both initially and, in fact, let's go back to analytics for a second, and I'll show you that. So we're going to do last 90 days, because I think it's been within 90 days. Right? You can see that's where I posted it right there on that day. So since that day, that's this one right here, it's had 1,532 impressions. Now, impressions doesn't mean really anything, right? But more impressions, you can see that all of this stuff is boosted. I wasn't getting any views on this stuff. I wasn't getting any impressions at all. So if you're getting no impressions and you're not doing idea pins, that's why. You need to do idea pins. So again, this was the first one that I did, and for some reason it doesn't have a front page on it, but it still worked okay. And then this was, I'm surprised this one got more momentum because it was down like 400 there for a long time when I first put it on there. And then this one I just put on there, I don't know, not that long ago. That was this one right here. So the September 29th. And then I just put 2 more in today. So we'll see if that does some pretty good boosts there. And hopefully I'll be able to boost some of my pins. But this shows that you need to have a combination of pins. You need to have video pins. You need to have standard image pins. And you need to have, most importantly, regular idea pins. That's what's going to boost your traffic to it. So you create those other pins and you just have to wait. You don't know when they'll take off. You don't know anything. So idea pins, though, are critical right now. So that's how you use Canva to create idea pins. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to post them on the video. You can hop into the Facebook group, or you can join us every Thursday live on our channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. If you like this video and you like this type of content, this is more of what we do. I know we're doing a print on demand series right now as well, but we do a lot of marketing things and building businesses and, you know, trying to get in front of people. So we do a lot of testing and how-tos, and that's to help you reach your market and build your business. So if you like this kind of content, please like it. Please, join us on the next live every Thursday. And thanks for watching.